I think you got to shove here. I think it's going to work a ton of the time. Obviously, you're a little scared of Britain, who opened from, under the gun 7, but he's going with it.
Wow.
And I think you got to.
Levesque moves all in for 32.6 million chips. And, of course, gets the immediate fold from the Jack-10. Now 6s in the tank.
Yeah, Winters has got a close spot here. I mean, if it's 8s, I think we just flip in the call. He's going to do this with any pair. I mean, maybe given the dynamics and how short stacks are, he'll fold 2s, 3s, something like that. But 6s, he's got to be like, ugh, there's a few hands I dominate, we're flipping. All right, he makes the call.
Wow, we're going to have a big all-in showdown here. A coin flip between Winters and Levesque. 6s versus King-Queen. A coin flip in the purest form.
Definitely a little surprised to see the quick call here, but listen, we don't know the dynamics, and he was right that he's flipping, so
well, listen up.
A lot better than seeing 7s.
Winters did not get the chip lead by folding, Ben.
You are correct. That is very true.
This is the Gladiators of Poker. Over 20,000 players started. Let's see if Levesque can survive one more big hand as the flop rolls out. Jack-3, deuce, 2 spades, no spades for either player. Levesque at risk, looking for a king or a queen, or else he will be our 9th place finisher. Here's a turn. It is the 9 of spades. Now also a straight draw added to Levesque's outs.
Also, shout out to the production for the taking away the dead cards. I love that. Great improvement.
Yeah, 2 10s missing from Levesque's outs. Question is, can he find one of those cards on the river? He does not. It's the 9 of diamonds on the river, and Caleb Levesque is our first casualty from this final table. He collects $41,000 for his efforts, and Winters continues to build on his chip lead. He now up to a whopping 183 million chips. He has to be our front runner for the win today, Ben.
Absolutely cooking now. I mean, 60 big blinds at a table like this, he is
it's a fun sweat all the way to the river.
Put so much pressure on this.
Even though for Johnson it might look tempting to defend here with 10-7 of spades, the value of the blinds he has to potentially pay on flop and turn. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Major misstep from Johnson here as Herrick snaps it off when he gets put to the test here on the river, or pre-flop, excuse me.
Yeah, but look, I will say, and this is something that kind of didn't come to my mind at first, I kind of love this move from Johnson. He is going to get so many folds from the button from Herrick here. He's opening super wide. He knows that he's trying to get one through. He just happens to run into jacks. The thing about choosing a hand like this is there are, some great flops. 10-7 suited, not as good as like a 10-9 suited or a Jack-10 suited or something to do this with. But
and here comes the flop. Queen 3-8, 2 spades. Johnson flops the spade draw. As you can see on the screen, 2 spades already folded, but still plenty of outs for Johnson here. You can see the odds on the screen.
All right.
Close to 40% equity.
We're going to need the big Yord crew in the chat to give some spade love. That's what you're going to need.
8 of clubs on the turn. Johnson looking for a spade and a spade only. Jack of spades now no longer an option. Neither is the 8 of spades. The river is the deuce of clubs. And Herrick with the fist bump, of course. After such a massive double up, you're going to want to celebrate. And there it is. High fives, 3 of them. Actually, 2 high fives, 1 fist bump. Nice double up for him. Herrick now up to 92 million, and Johnson in trouble. He is down to 52 million.
And in that spirit, and I think there's something kind of awesome about, oh, we got a big hand right here.
Wow.
Ace-Queen, limps from the small, 10-9 of diamonds, shoves from the big. Pretty understandable spot. I don't mind to check back and see a flop here, but this is a really strong hand that if you're called, you're not in terrible shape against a lot of hands. So
it's a good time to start.
All right, Winters all in. Oh, excuse me. Kim all in and at risk with 10-9 of diamonds. Winters made the call, but as we look on the screen, 60-40. This is still a very close call. Kim with a great chance to secure a double up to over 100 million. But if Winters wins this, he's going to really be able to apply the pressure on the remaining players with 106 million chips in the pot here. As you can see, Winters has 76 million chips behind as we await the flop.
Those are 2 beautiful no-limit hold'em hands. And you see the fist bump. I love that. These guys know.
Enjoy the roller coaster ride.
Yeah. Love to hear that. Enjoy the roller coaster ride. These gladiators in the arena.
That's right. This acts like a break for us.
Let's see who.
I like how nobody's standing now except these guys.
All right, except the flop.
I don't like that window.
Diamond in the window. 3-3-6. The first card looked promising for Kim, but now he's looking for running diamonds or a 10 or a 9 or even running 7-8 to bail himself out of this situation. Winters 72% to knock the player out, and the king of diamonds on the turn gives Kim additional outs.
Are you not entertained?
Kim looking for a diamond, a 9, or a 10 to double up here. If he doesn't hit one of those cards, he will be our 8th place finisher. The river is a 10, and Kim gets a double up. Oh, wow. A little clap of the hands, and he's going to be up to over 106 million chips. Wow, what a massive hand here as Winters takes a huge blow. And after being the chip leader for the duration of this final table, he is now just a common man.
Just a common man with 15 bigs and a dream like everyone else. That was, I mean, probably the biggest pot of the tournament, but every pre-flop all-in right now is going to be the biggest pot of the tournament.
Also, Kim, out of nowhere now, chip leader in this event. And there it is, Britton with pocket fives, moves all in. He's been quiet for a while, but takes a stand right now with the fives. He, of course, hoping this gets through. Doesn't want any action on this. Johnson to his direct left with ace-queen. Johnson would be the player at risk here if he decides to play. Johnson deep into the tank here with ace-queen.
Come back to a tough spot.
And Johnson moves all in. That means he will be at risk as Britton covers him with pocket fives. Action folding around to Britton. Just have the blinds to get through here. Let's see if Foudy finds anything. No, he doesn't. Jack 6 for Foudy. And there it is. We have an all-in showdown. Fives versus ace-queen. A coin flip situation. Johnson's tournament life on the line.
Fives against ace-queen.
And a big pay jump queen is on the line as well.
Big Jord, big sword, big worm, big whatever needs an ace or a queen to survive.
Yeah, they're covered, right?
106 million in the middle. Similar scenario to the hand we just saw between Kim and Winters. Whoever wins this is going to be our chip leader.
Pop it out there. It's been good old tourney.
Britton already shaking his head. He's in disgust about finding himself in this situation. Here's the flop. 10, deuce, 3, and Johnson has the overs, has the hearts. And
I feel for Britton.
Britton reaching for his heart as he cannot stomach to sit through the turn and river here. The 10 on the turn gives or leaves Johnson with 13 outs here.
Really wants a black card.
Yeah, Britton wants this to hold. Johnson's tournament life is on the line.
One time announced.
All right, here comes the river card. Yes. It is the 6 of diamonds, and Johnson will be our 8th place finisher as Britton takes this one down with pocket fives, and he now is up to 120 million, and he is now our new tournament chip leader. A little bit of a fist bump there, understandably so.
I call.
And Herrick makes the call with Jack 10 of hearts.
Wow.
Doesn't hesitate, pulls the trigger, and we got 93 million in the middle here.
Ace 8
Yeah,
at risk
I mean,
against Jack 10 suited.
Okay.
Ace 8's at risk.
Jack 10 suited, great hand to have a ton of equity against all sorts of cards, all sorts of hands here. Let's gamble, baby.
All right, Foudy's tournament life on the line. He is the slight favorite with ace 8. Herrick with a really good hand here to try and knock one player out. And it is 10-10-8 on the flop. Foudy down to less than 1%.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely disgusting flop for Foudy, who has seen his hopes of winning this hand absolutely evaporate.
He needs running 8s or running jacks? That ain't
Turn
one.
is the 6 of diamonds, and that is it. We're down to the final 7 as Herrick rakes in the pot. He is up to 175 million, and Foudy collects $67,320 for his 7th place finish. Now, given the stack sizes, are you just min raising here, or do you not want to give Winters a price that good?
Yeah, no, you're just raising. It's still given. Again, I think like a lot of charts are going to say that you can shove this hand, and you can absolutely shove this hand for value. But with the stacks the way they are, you're min raising all your hands here.
Small pair for Vu. We know that Vu always takes his time. Doesn't really signify anything yet.
How long is each level? I believe 30 minutes
I think
throughout?
it's 30 minutes,
Yeah. So when we came on stream, I think they were at 1,250,000 or 1.2, something like that.
Yeah, 1.2. Yeah, well, 1.2 million was the start of the stream.
And we've just tripled since then.
A quick round of folds over to Winters, who finds 7s in the big blinds. All in announced instantly, and Kim makes the call.
Wow.
We have a massive coin flip. This will be the biggest pot of the final table so far.
Absolutely.
178 million chips in the middle, and former chip leader Steven Winters is at risk to be eliminated, as Kim has him covered by the slightest of margins.
Remco said we were going to play in a 200 million chip pot in this level. Didn't take that long.
We're almost there.
178 million chip pot. Got to be the biggest of the tournament.
Biggest of the tournament so far, and it is a pure coin flip situation. Let us know in the chat, do you want those 7s to hold up, or are you rooting for the ace-king? Huge implications as the 7s are at risk.
Got to win your flips to win this tournament.
Here comes the flop. It is 6, 6, 10, and 7s remain in the lead. Winters must now be feeling a little more confident as Kim is searching for running straight cards or an ace or a king. Turn is the 9 of diamonds now. Kim down to an ace or a king. Will Winters be back in the chip lead, or will he be eliminated? River card is the 10 of clubs, and Winters receives an absolutely massive double up to 178 million chips as Kim is left with fewer than 2 big blinds.
Take that. You know, it's always important to make adjustments, take your time, and think about what's the worst hand that Kim's going to open there from under the gun. You know, is it 6s? Is it 5s? Is he getting rid of those? So, I never like when someone acts too fast without thinking about it, but at the same time,
you did it right.
the shove with 7s there is fine. You can't just flat.
Forced all in,
You got to push your equity now.
This is what
Got to get some folds.
He's all in.
All right, Kim here, all in the big blinds. He has to pay $6 million for the ante and $6 million for the big blind. He cannot afford both, and he'll be all in, guaranteed here on this hand. Six players left. The question now is, who will he be up against?
Interesting.
Got one caller.
Britain just wants to see if he can use his hand and Winter's hand to reduce this final table to 5 players.
Oh, I see. Okay. So
Good luck.
he's all in. Yeah. So he's all in automatically. So there's no raise here. It's just we're just
Likely going to check it down here, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Unless someone really makes a hand.
Whole lot of nothing for everyone.
No one has anything. Winter's queen high is best here. Ace on the turn. We have Kim at risk with 8-6 of clubs, and he picks up a club draw. So Kim not out of this just yet.
I'm playing the board now.
Oh, he quickly checked it down here, and Winters is going to show down the queen, and that's going to do it. Sung Kim, better known as King, is eliminated from this event in 6th place. He's going to cash for $86,710, and the final 5 are now guaranteed $112,000. And
All in.
Yeah. I like this play the best. I don't know. I don't think so. I think I think Vu's shown that he's chosen to open a lot of hands. So I think he's probably just opening all of his hands in this spot. He's one who's really showed that he's not afraid to kind of like open, fold down a little bit, play a little bit lower variance, try not to get in a bad spot where he shoves and is dominated. It's tough to open more than min here and then fold. I mean, look how much he put in 20% of his stack to then fold is really, you know, it feels yucky, but I assume that's why he decided to go with the raise instead of just jamming here.
Vu has had his fair share of TV time tonight. He's been the one with all the long decisions.
Yep.
It does help to have a game plan, though. You know, raising here and having sort of your mind made up, like, what am I going to do if this guy shoves or if this guy shoves? Now you're just making it harder on yourself.
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out when the moment presents itself.
Slightly over 100. He's probably got 150. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, 150, low 100.
Cameron Payne in the chat says, this is why you jam in the first place.
Yep.
He does make the call, and Vu is going to be at risk with ace-3 of clubs, and he's going to be ahead versus the king-jack of Britain. And we have our first 200 million chip pot, 206 in the middle, as Vu is at risk here.
Both of them screaming, pick me, pick me.
60-40 here. It's a coin flip situation. Let us know in the chat. Who do you think is going to win this?
Whoever wins this will enter the Gladiator Arena with the biggest weapon. Or something. I'll think of something better. That was. Look, they're not all bangers from Go.
Britain has 30 million behind in case he loses this, and it is Queen 6-5 on the flop. Britain now looking for a king and a jack only, or running straight cards to send Vu to the rail. Vu 2 cards away from a 200 million chip stack and a massive chip lead at this final table. It is the ace of diamonds on the turn, and while that removes some outs, Britain now looking for a 10 to make Broadway. He's holding up the 10 fingers. A 10 and a 10 only will save Britain in this situation. River card is the 6 of diamonds, and Vu secures an absolutely massive double up. He will now have 206 million chips as Britain is left with just 30 million. We should adopt. All in.
What else is new?
What else is new? Morgan moves all in for 93 million. King-Queen offsuit.
Ooh.
And Vu finds 8s.
Yeah.
200 million chip pot incoming?
I would imagine so. Little Mike eating there. Little Mike eating there.
We all know Vu takes his time, so we could be here for a minute or two.
93,500,000.
Vu is our chip leader, but if Morgan doubles up here, he will be our chip leader. That's how close the stacks are, and he moves all in over the top. So we're going to see a massive pot, and Herrick looks down at ace-queen offsuit. Now, of course, pay jumps, the name of the game here.
Yeah.
Look at the headache, instant headache.
Oh, I mean,
migraine, right here on the spot.
I think this, yeah. It's a. You're gonna hate to see this, obviously, but
8s versus king queen. 8s versus king queen.
Announced at the table by the players already. We have 8s versus king queen for 212 million chips.
This guy wants game 4.
If Morgan wins this, he's our sniper. He goes from shortest stack, wiggling his way into the chip lead. If Vu wins this, he's going to have a commanding lead with 4 players remaining, as he has the larger stack.
really enjoyed watching Morgan play. I think he's navigated the best of anyone so far.
And here's the flop, 10-5-4.
10-5-4.
Morgan looking for a king, a queen, or running straight cards to stay alive here.
And so far, that ace-queen fold looking brilliant.
Turn card, the 6 of spades. Pocket 8 still in the lead. Morgan down to his final 5 outs, as you can see on the screen.
Except I was way ahead.
Big river card coming up for Everyone's still involved in this event. And here it is. It is the 6 of hearts, and that is it. Morgan eliminated from this tournament, and Vu extends his chip lead. James Morgan from Toronto, Canada, will collect 5th place money, $112,350, and the final 4 are guaranteed $146,450. Morgan, which player had a walk song? Or chant, if you want to call it that.
No.
Well, while we're thinking about who's got a song, here's a all-in and from Vu. This is starting to get a little wide.
This is the Herrick music that we're hearing right now in the background.
Yep.
Brennan Herrick, 7 live tournament results, has never cashed a World Series Poker event, has never made a World Series Poker final table, and here he is moving all in.
And I think this is a bit of a misstep by Vu. Oh!
Wow! Winters finds ace-queen, and he immediately looks up at the ceiling in disgust.
All those people who were saying ace-queen was an easy fold earlier, I don't know.
Need to think.
Big decision for Winters here. Who's saying, I need to think. Understandably so.
You said all in, right? I'm all in.
Oh my God!
He is all in. 3-way all in for all the money right now. 381 million chips in the middle, and Winters a huge favorite with the dominating ace here. This is the hand that's going to shape the tournament. Unbelievable clash of hands here. We are down to 4 players in the Gladiators of Poker with $400,000 on the line, and Winters finds ace-queen in the big blind with 2 all-in players in front of him.
And Britton just sitting back wondering if he's about to get heads up.
Oh my God.
Imagine just come 5-5.
Here's the flop,
7-8-4.
7-8-4. A 6 would give Vu a straight and send 2 players to the rail. You can see the equities on the screen. Winters 51%. Herrick needs a jack. Vu needs a 6, a deuce on the turn.
Oh my God!
Gives Vu a double gut shot.
6.
3, 6, 5.
I don't remember. I clubbed.
Double gut shot here for Vu to bring us down to heads-up play. Winters 1 card away from an absolutely massive chip lead, and it's the 4 of diamonds on the river. Winters raising his arms in the air.
I cannot.
He's going to receive the biggest pot of the tournament to date, and we're going to say goodbye to Brendan Herrick. What a battle he fought at this final table, but ultimately he's going to fall short and bust in 4th place. He's going to collect $146,450, and Vu is going to be left with just $80 million after a very aggressive move with ace-5. And look at this, queens for Britain. Only $57 million to start this hand. Moves all in, as the blinds, by the way, have gone up to $6 million, $12 million.
Call.
He makes the call with Jack-8, and Britain in a fantastic spot to double up.
All right.
But the question is, has his luck run out?
Did he celebrate too early?
I know.
I don't know. Saw some claps. I was like,
Come on.
We've seen a lot of hands come from behind and win. We've seen a lot of 3-outers hit, but we're going to need multiple cards to come this time.
14% for Winters here to send Britain to the rail. Feels like we've seen about 97 all in so far at this final table, and there's still 3 players remaining. Here comes the flop.
Queen.
Queen in the window, 7 and a 4 behind it.
No club.
Running
No
clubs, sort of the only way out here for Winters. Running straight cards also available.
Let's see. What is it again?
10 clubs, 30 sweat.
9 of clubs, sir.
Queen 7-4, I believe. There it is. Queen 7-4. 9 on the turn. Now the 10 and out for Winters. A 10 and a 10 only will send Britain to the rail.
10.
River card incoming. It is the Jack of Hearts, and Britain again with the fist pump. This man survives and survives and survives, and is now sitting on 126 million, and Vu is now back being the short stack.
24.
Shout out to Late Nights in Las Vegas. Still one of my favorite things to do before the pandemic was after a late night on the live stream to go get my groceries at 2 or 3 in the morning in a quiet grocery store.
Yeah.
80, 90,
This was,
you know,
Winters really, and you've seen this a few times at this table.
65.
And you mentioned it earlier with regards to Herrick. His reaction to this was very ooh, which
Call.
okay, so he decides to call,
24.
and it's just you I don't know. I know we're having a good time, and I know it's loose, and I know it's late, and these guys have been playing for 3 days, but like the reaction when you get dealt a hand, don't forget about your poker face, guys. Yeah, and this is a jam for Vu, obviously.
Wow, Vu
So-
all in here with 5s.
How much?
Britton with some Hollywood here. He is surely not going to commit here with King 7 off.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think so, but is he Hollywooding? Britain's done some unpredictable stuff pre-flop, let's just say that.
I mean, especially with Winters still to act behind him.
Yeah. Winters has flatted and limped in some spots we didn't expect to, kind of inducing some spots like this. See him limp call a lot. See him call and then call a jam a lot.
Wow, Britton is really considering this here. I'm shocked to see this, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't really know what he's thinking about, but yeah.
Ooh.
Now,
Double ooh.
now Winters with the real decision.
He said ooh, call, I guess.
Wow.
Okay.
The call has been
threw me
made.
off so much.
We have ace-8 versus
I
5s,
was beaten.
and Britton
We need it. We need
is
it.
sitting on the sidelines here, spectating a potential, or I guess awaiting a potential heads-up battle versus
Or diamonds.
Winters,
Diamonds, girls
as
best
Vu
friend.
is all in for his tournament life with 5s versus ace-8. All right, absolutely massive flop coming right now.
8.
There it is.
Jack 9-8, and Winters hits an 8. Vu looking for a 5 and a 5 only.
Eerily silent.
Backdoor,
There it goes.
backdoor straight still available for Vu, but he's going to need to improve. Turn is the king of clubs, and now Vu 1 card away from being eliminated in 3rd place after holding the chip lead for quite a while here at this final table. Vu needs a 5 and a 5 only, or his event will be done. The river is the Jack of Spades, and we are down to heads-up play. Kwang Vu put on quite the show today, but unfortunately for him, he will be sent to the rail in 3rd place, collecting $192,000. And the final 2 are Stephen Winters and Simon Britton.
You know, we've seen just so much action today. This could be a 1-hour heads-up match. It could be a one-hand heads-up match. Nothing would surprise me.
Yeah, is it?
First hand of heads-up play, Winters
4?
looks down at a very strong King 9 of
4.
hearts on the button.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see, given how short
On
Britton
first
is
act,
in
then, right?
absolute chips, if he's just going to start jamming and
Right.
putting a lot of pressure on him right away, try and win some hands right away, or if he's just going to start raising.
Winters counting out some chips here. Looks like we're not going to see a jam just
Big
yet.
raise.
It's for 34 million.
He's going to raise
34, okay.
34 million.
Wow.
Britton with Jack 10 of diamonds. I would not be surprised to see him shove here, if
Me
I'm being
neither.
honest.
Me neither. Could it be a one-hand heads-up match?
That'd be really funny. That would go down in the history books. And he makes the call. Wow. Talk about shallow play here. Britton only with 56 million chips behind.
I'm not
There is
leading
not
out,
a lot
so
of
I
wiggle
check.
room here.
Okay.
34. 34 million. I got 26.
Oh, shoot.
We have
okay.
80 million in the middle. $80 million in the middle.
How
We're
many
going to
kings
see
do
a
you have?
flop
I
here,
can't
very casually here.
30K or 30.
Like
30.
60, 70 behind.
Sharing out?
Yeah.
I was going to
Oh
just
my God. Queen 10-9.
I was,
Everyone gets a piece. It's Britton. Whoa,
Oh.
it goes
Oh.
check, and here we are on the turn.
I'm sorry. My bad, dude.
and he went all in out of position.
All in.
Wow. Check, all in, and now Britton with the decision with 2 pair. Winters makes a straight on the turn. This hand is epic, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God.
He went all in out of turn, and he makes the call.
King.
Britain's tournament life on the line
Yeah,
on the very first hand of heads-up play.
No, you're good. You're good. I need a jack or tenor. I lose.
4 outs for Britain, or Steven Winters will close this thing out after starting the final table as the chip leader. What an absolutely wild final hand this could be, unless Britain finds one of the 4 outs that could keep him alive in this event.
A one-hand heads-up match?
River card is the Queen of Spades, and it is all over. Steven Winters wins the event and now has 620 million chips after battling his way through a field just larger than 20,000 players. Simon Britton put on quite the show himself as well, made a miraculous comeback into this event. Ultimately, he will take home $253,000 as Steven Winters will pose with the bracelet, and he will forever be known as a World Series of Poker bracelet winner. And that comes with a payout of $401,000